In 2011, I started studying at the University of Applied Science in Rotterdam, where I started my studies business economics, which is when I came across case competitions. And that was the first time I realized, hey, this is something where I think I can grow my skills, my network. When I started, it was all on a voluntary basis, so you had to be intrinsically very motivated to start.
I studied commerciële economie. And then I did my minor in international marketing management at the Hogeschool Rotterdam. It was just such a nice, but also such a weird experience because, you can't imagine that right now, but there was like barely any preparation. We were put in a plane, being flown over to first Washington and then to Tennessee. And there we were thrown in this small room with a case, and it was like, okay guys, good luck solving it.
We were practicing as a team for the first case competition, which was our John Molson undergraduate case competition in Montreal, Canada. We actually had a 24 hours case, and that 24 hours case really put us into that hotel room, sitting together, crunching on that case solving. And we soon figured that it's not only about your skills and all the knowledge that you have to solve it. It's also how can you work together with other people? How can you build that top performing team? And that's something that I realized throughout that particular case in Montreal.
We were not like this consultancy team or whatever. We were just a group of students that were presenting our ideas. So that was weird, but we quickly learned. We absolutely improved. I think we won 1 out of 4 cases that we did, so that was quite nice. Still remember the case. It had to do with a company, transport company that kept crashing into other cars. So there were like all these other consultancy student teams that came up with like very weird matrices, how you had to keep track of everything. And we just said to them, okay, just get a rear camera. And they liked that. It was pretty hands-on and apparently the answer they were looking for, so still remember that case. And then in the end we won an award for most fun team because we really, the experience was like insane. And then we went with a couple of the student coaches to this weird party where it was really a keg party. So I've been put upside down with one of those weird showery things in my mouth. And then being driven back in the back of a pickup. It was just an amazing experience. I really loved it.
We went to NIBS. NIBS is quite a big deal. We went to the finals, which was really cool because then you have the whole room, like everyone is watching the finals. In the end, the other team won, so we got second place in that competition. We felt really bad about that because like when you work really hard in the solution, you get a little bit attached to it. We went home with like second place, which is good. That was better than Rotterdam had ever done up until that point. So it was already a big win. We were like celebrating, but we were also like, we were so close, It's like you can reach it, you could almost feel the first place, and then you lose it. And then we went a month later to UNIC, UNICC in Spain. It's really prestigious of a competition. And the person of the actual company, which was Mondelez, who had the person who was actually dealing with that issue years ago, he was also present in the jury to judge our solution. So that gives it like some extra weight. But that one we did win, which was super crazy. We were super excited. We didn't necessarily expect it. We were hoping for it, of course. The guy from Mondelez that came, he said that pretty much the solution that we had for their case was like one-on-one what they did. But they had like a team of consultants for 6 months working around the clock on this case, and we came up with that.
Yeah, we went to Vermont. We had our first case competition there, family enterprise case competition. And we did great, actually. We became third. And actually we also got the best presenter, one of my teammates. The first case I didn't really like at all. But then we went there and we had the short cases and we performed and we felt really great about our solutions that we came up in such a short time. And that was the moment where we were like, oh, we actually have a chance against these top universities. So I think that was the moment where it all began to like, we felt it and we really experienced the joy of it and yeah, the whole thing about case competitions.
Definitely that mindset has stuck with me, and I'm constantly applying it to my business, and I learned a lot, and it really gave me a really big head start. Occasionally I will still coach, or I'll still have conversations with other people that have businesses or organizations, and they will ask me and I will I will try to coach them or help them a bit, and I always draw back on things I learned from the case competition. Certain analyses we did, certain mindsets, certain practices, even simple things of how we work together as a team. We would always work with post-it notes because we could just shut up for 2 minutes. Everyone could write down their observations within a certain analysis, and then you have something to look at.
When I was studying business economics, for me that was really about the content, right? So what is it that you will learn? It's about the knowledge that you gain throughout those courses, and the project that you do is something that brings you the skills. But the case competitions, that's a completely different level. So that really brings you this new methodology, which I when I started working in the business, see similar as to lean methodologies.
The last 3 jobs I had were at startups and scale-ups, and that's the perfect environment for what you learn at in the field of case competitions, because everything is under pressure, and investors they want to hear answers like quickly. Earphones in, on active noise cancelling on, like very loud music, and then just go for it. And that's something that I really love.
So it was for me about that methodology, but also how can you build a top performing team? How can you work together with other students that come from a different background? And I think those two are still something I use in a day-to-day basis at my current job.
And now next competition is unique in Novara, so really excited for that.